Hi, no problem. Just as Taylor Swift. Problems everywhere. It's like living in a Groundhog's Day type scenario. At all times. All times. We've been here before. Oh.
Hello and welcome to Nobody Asked with Maria.
Hello, it is me, Maria.
And Colin. Whoa, what a guy. This week, we're doing another news roundup. It's just so much easier.
It is easier. Sort of.
We're talking about the shutdown. We're talking about the Republicans' talking points at the debate and immigration. We're talking about the new caste system discrimination bill in California. It's going to be some things that we're talking about.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. It's what we're talking about.
Today's episode is sponsored by sparkling water. Whoa. You ever want to hydrate, but you want it to be all prickly? Ooh, sparkling water.
Yes, I want it to be prickly. Sparkling. I guess it is kind of prickly. Your dad's currently obsessed with, what's it called? Is it tonic water? Not tonic water. Club soda. He's obsessed with club soda.
Club soda, the bastards. We hate club soda over here. It's sparkling water.
They're very similar.
You know, at sparkling water, you'll never be asked to join a club. It's a boys' club over there at Club Soda.
Indeed.
Can't believe we got to laugh. All right. Welcome to Nobody Asked. Mom, what's been going on in your life as of late?
I mean, I've just been endlessly working on this bunkhouse, framing, more framing.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's really, it would be easier if we just put a nice flat ceiling on, but no, it's got angles. And so it's just more stuff that you have to kind of fill in so that you'll be able to attach drywall and stuff. So you got to add all these extra pieces and they got to be at the right angle. And it's been pretty tedious. So we're doing a lot of that.
Nice.
Yeah. Also, Marlene's cat died and I'm real sad about it.
Freeloader?
Yeah.
Aww.
Francis Freeloader of Freetown. Yeah.
How did it die?
I mean, he's been in kidney failure for a little while, kind of knew it was happening, but it was still, he was a good cat.
Yeah. Well, that sucks.
It does. Also, her bird bit me last week.
Oh, you're muted somehow.
What? I did? Can you hear me?
Yep, now I can hear you.
Okay. I said, also, her bird bit me last week. Rude.
That's an old bird right there.
Yeah, I tried to give it. He said he wanted a cracker, so I go to give him a cracker, right? And then he grabs the cracker, and then I didn't release it quick enough, so then he bit me instead.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Like, what a little turd.
Violent shit. What are you going to do?
Yep.
I made more salsa this week.
Nice.
I still don't know what to name it. Clearly, seme de picante is insane, and that would be terrible to call it.
Well, I don't understand why you're calling it picante. Is it salsa or is it picante?
It's meant to be like a homemade version of paste picante, because nowhere around me sells paste. So I found a copycat recipe and then I fancied it up a little bit.
Really? Okay, yeah. So that's picante.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, what's the difference between picante and salsa?
I don't know, but
I'm
something.
pretty sure picante means spicy.
Well, it does, but if somebody's going through the trouble of calling it picante and not salsa, then to me, there's got to be a difference.
No, it's the words sound good together. Seme de picante sounds good.
Okay.
Half got spicy, baby.
Okay, but if you're following an actual picante recipe, then I will accept it being picante. I don't know if it's more the texture. Is it the texture that makes it a picante? Like,
I have no idea. I thought that you were annoyed by the use of your mother's maiden name in it. I was
No,
like,
no.
I get it. She doesn't like salsa. She doesn't like Mexican food. I
She
know.
doesn't.
It
You're right.
sounds good.
I'm gonna just look up the difference between picante.
You're telling me we
Salsa.
can look these things up and no one let me know?
Yeah. They share ingredients and are made similarly. What sets them apart is the picante sauce is smoother than its chunkier salsa cousin, making it easier
Well,
to
then
pour
it's
on
probably
top of dishes.
salsa. Okay. So we'll call it Semide salsa, which sounds like dog shit.
No, it doesn't.
Ugh, Semide salsa. Why not something worse? All right.
I gave you lots of worse options.
It felt like you were not actually participating in good faith in the creative exercise of that text message, which is why I stopped responding.
I mean, you send me pictures of what's his name? I can't remember his name.
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale, right? And he's doing a little jig, and then he said,
"You asked me how does the salsa make me feel?"
And
I was like, "All right. Oh, hi, Wendy. Hi, lovely. How are you doing? Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Yeah. I made more salsa. Wait, did we do anything on this special on this weekend? We did. Oh, we went to Hexing Company. Oh, Luke came and visited.
Oh, that's nice.
Luke, oh, yes, and also, yeah. Well, I mean, they knew about the uncle on the last one, but Luke came. Luke came, and we had a good time together. I went to a comedy show with him, which was fun. We've decided to have a weekly FaceTime together to talk about comedy, and I lent him one of my favorite how to do stand-up books. So we'll see how he feels about that. He also watched Stuart Lee. Ellie's on the Peloton next to me right now, which is why I keep looking over here and talking.
I can't hear her, so that's good.
He watched Stuart Lee and is like one of the first people to actually like Stuart Lee, which is very exciting for me.
I don't know who that is.
He's very British. Maybe we'll watch it later when we run out of ideas. He came and visited, made salsa, watched the debate. It was an all right week. I don't know, man. The diet, I definitely think that the diet is making me grumpier. I'm noticing it when I'm out and walking with people. And like everyone is just doing something where my mind is immediately like, this person's a fucking moron. Just like all the way immediately, just people standing in the middle of the sidewalk and people just like groups of like people with dogs that are just like perpendicular to the motion of traffic. And I just all sorts of dumb fuckery, people blowing through red lights. And it's just like, it's just annoying me more. And it already annoyed me a fair amount. But now I'm just grumbling.
So you're angry.
Yeah, and I go to Dunkin' to get Ellie and I's coffee, and then people are just like, they're standing in front of the mobile order thing, the mobile, the place where they put mobile orders. They're standing in front of it and they're talking, and I'm like, excuse me. And then they kind of look at me and then don't move, and I'm like, all right, I'm about to get physical, and I just yank into the friggin' in between them to get my mobile order. But it's just everything that already annoyed me a lot is just annoying me more. And I'm not even hungry. It's like,
but maybe you need like a Snickers or something. You need some chocolate. You're not even a big chocolate person. You need a couple M&Ms in your life.
I had some Fiber One 2 days ago, and Ellie and I were having Fiber One pretty regularly, like a few months ago, and then I got off the Fiber One horse. But I just had some just on a whim. Yeah, I had some on a whim, and Ellie just distracted me by trying to get me to talk about something different. But I had some on a whim, and it was like the best tasting thing that I had had. Oh, it was so good. I was like, oh, okay, clearly I'm missing something. Carbs. If this terrible cereal tastes this good. I also made a chopped cheese, which is what Ellie wanted me to tell you, is that I made a chopped cheese. It was very good.
I don't know what that is.
Chopped cheese. It's a New York original. It's our answer to the Philly cheesesteak. It's a cheeseburger that you chop up. So you guess you got really lean beef, and you chop it up in the stainless steel pan, and you get all that like crispy, craggly, crisp beef stuff on it.
Okay.
And usually there's cheese in it.
That helps to get the criggly cragglies.
It's like a burger, but it's just the texture's different. It is very similar to a burger, and I made that and it was delicious. But I do it inside these low calorie wraps that are good. So I'm sure that this is really entertaining subject matter. All right.
Well, you mentioned that you watched the debate. Did you see anything particularly interesting in the debate?
Dude, we had so many liberal cucks over for the debate, and it was fun, and we had a good time. But they were talking. It was just, you couldn't hear anything. There was a lot of dumb shit that was said. Chris Christie, I think, came out looking the best. There were some fun moments, like Pence got asked something about healthcare and literally didn't answer the question at all. Like there wasn't even a semblance of like, and the thing that healthcare and like segue, nothing like that. Just answered the question he wanted to answer. And the debate person, the debate person was like, actually said at the end of his soundbite or whatever, actually said, but what do you feel about healthcare? Like very clearly calling him out for not answering it at all. And there was a big laugh from the audience. And Pence said, thank you for reiterating the question because I'd love to answer it. And it was just a really funny moment because he was recognizing what happened. And I think Pence came out of that interaction actually looking like it was funny. Pence clearly had gotten advice to seem more approachable and to get out of his normal cadence. And he had all these zingers that were actually good jokes, but the audience wasn't ready for Pence to make a joke. So he made them. And then there was that like stand-up comedy, awkward, like no one's laughing, but you're pausing for laughs anyway. Like
these are the jokes.
And then occasionally Chris Christie was on the offensive with Trump. He was definitely dogging on Trump and for not being there. And occasionally he was on a roll and he was getting audience reactions and stuff. And then he ended one of them by calling Trump Donald Duck. And it was like, just shut up. Every other part of what he said was, we were like, yeah, fuck Trump. And then at the end he called him Donald Duck. He was like, shut up, you lame ass motherfucker. Like, please.
Yeah, but that's like a page out of Donald Trump's playbook, right? To just
but Donald Trump sells it better, man.
For sure.
Other people trying to play Donald Trump, it's just not as good. So it's just not as good. So
they don't know how to come up with good names to call people. They can't insult me, right?
I'm saying, and there's the truth of saying it, yeah. But it was fine. That no one said anything really good. Clearly, people were attacking Ramaswamy more because he did better in the last one.
Also, he deserves to be attacked.
Nikki Haley came off sounding as crazy as I thought she was, but then the first one she seemed reasonable, and you're like, oh, Nikki Haley, and so she just made sure to let us all know, whoa, I am crazy. So that was good. Yeah, I mean, Chris Christie's the best one. Doug Burgum is fine, but he's not. Neither of these people are going to get anywhere. DeSantis, it's like he gets no time, which is weird because he's the second highest polling candidate. He's the number one on that stage, and he doesn't get any time. He's not charismatic. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Plus,
it's weird how big of a deal he felt like he was coming in, and just how hard it didn't work. So
he peaked too soon. That's the risk. That's the risk of being a front runner early. Is people get over you. You can't carry the wave the whole way. It's difficult.
It is, yeah. Yeah, and I think that he's had a number of Florida things that didn't pan well. So
yeah, when you realize that the election that Trump won, when he was primarying with all these people, Ted Cruz beat him in Iowa. You know what I mean? And so you got to peak at the right time. You got to work your way up. You can't.
Yeah. Well, hopefully Trump is peaking now, and it'll be like Tim Scott or something, but I don't think that's going to happen. It's going to be Trump Biden again, and I'll vote for Biden. We had some fun conversations about favorite presidents that I'm sure Owen would have liked to be there for, although Owen would have rolled his eyes a fair amount at some of the stuff that was said, because most people just take the like all presidents are bad like opinion, which I just feel like clearly you're not in the know of how to debate presidents. If you're just like, well, they're all bad. It's like, we know, okay? Like,
I asked him a question the other day about presidents. What was it? Because it was a specific question. Because I'm just, we kind of do like a question a day with him, just random questions. But I started off with the president one, right? Because I was trying to just lean into what I know he likes talking about. Yep. Man, he gave me, it was a lengthy response. Beep, bop, bop, boop. Okay, so my question was, which president do you think had the most integrity, and what do you base it on? He said, oh, my friend made a very good argument for Calvin Coolidge. Okay, he was president during the Roaring 20s and could have likely won a re-election bid, but his son had died of infection during his term, and he knew that with his grief and poor mental health, he wasn't fit to be president, and so he didn't run again. So that he gave me another answer, but that was the first one. The second one was Jimmy Carter also has a good argument for him. The judgment on him had been for years C-tier president, S-tier person. So, it's just like really nice. And he said, dude was building homes for Habitat for Humanity in his 70s. Like not just funding, but actually out there with a hammer and saw building them. Polk might be in there too. In his campaign, he said he would only serve for one term, which he did, refusing to run again despite adding both the Oregon Territory and winning the Mexican-American War. He also fulfilled basically every campaign promise he made during that one term. So your friends who are like, all presidents are bad, apparently not so.
Well, because they'll find something they didn't do, is like that. That's the, is like that. You can't
Polk
say
did everything.
You can't say George Washington was good because of slavery, right? So, yeah. And it's like, I know that Ellie and I always want to bring up the argument that it is not to put words in your mouth, Ellie, not to put words in your mouth, but we're both definitely like all of our friends do things that in 100 years are going to be seen as deeply immoral. Mm-hmm. And what is that, Ellie, that we all do? Oh, it's kill animals and eat them. So when we really don't need to. So it's like, but all of them do, except for Ellie, who eats fish. But I mean, fish are stupid. So what? No, but you're not. I'm sorry. Are you killing and eating the milk and cheese, Ellie? No, she's not. So
hey Patricia and C.
It's like they're all going to be irredeemable in 100 years, and they could say, "Oh, well, it's just about." It's like you don't think about these things because you're raised in the society, and that would make them have to question the other things they're talking about. So, it's fine. It's fine. I'm going to get on my friggin' high horse on that one, but it was fun. I think this debate was just less. It was just less interesting. There was more of an offensive on Trump, I think, which was nice. DeSantis actually attacked Trump. Christie actually attacked Trump. Ramaswamy did not, love Trump the same level that he did last time. Also, you just brought up Jimmy Carter. He's still alive.
He is still alive.
He's been in hospice for like a year, right?
I don't know. I mean, hospice, you can get on hospice even when you're not really near death's door. You might just be needing extra care, maybe you've lost weight and they just, need to make sure you're eating properly, or you just need something extra. So sometimes you can get on hospice care for that.
He's going to turn 99 in 5 days.
He better make it.
The Queen. Yeah.
That's awesome.
What a legend. Jimmy Carter for life, even though presidency is whatever. What was surprisingly uncontroversial in the room is that one of the best presidents is Joe Biden. And this is a room of people that all think he shouldn't run again. And it is still like, no, but he has done a pretty good job. So
really, that's interesting that at a Republican debate that they would say that.
no.
In your
our
house.
room.
Okay. Now I understand. I was like, what?
The viewing party of ultra leftist individuals, like
Okay.
not communists, but certainly socialists. Like, we're like, no, Biden's been pretty good. Consistent foreign policy, handled the war in Ukraine well, has been able to galvanize multiple nations, trade good, infrastructure package, actually attempting to revitalize middle American communities, even though they won't vote for him. Like, doing things for communities where he cannot make more headway as a candidate because it's actually what America needs, passing bipartisan laws, passing laws which are not entirely, that have diversity and equity indicators that are not entirely race, but also socioeconomic, or cities that have lost major industries are all lumped into the same, like, need for money. Okay. He's done good work. And, even though the student debt forgiveness didn't pass, the conversation around it has changed significantly in a way that you can see in the Republican debate, where now Republican debates are talking about funding, making community college free, which was a Democratic talking point 4 years ago. And it's all changed. Also, dude, the Republican debates did not throw softball questions for the most part. There were a couple that weren't incredible, but there were some that were like, all right, we're asking real fucking questions. They're like saying like, DeSantis, how can you be trusted to issue any sort of positive education reform when Florida is lagging behind the rest of the nation in reading significantly? And it's like,
You're also banning books and entire historical curriculums.
They actually say that in the Republican debate. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, cool.
That's cool. No, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I think that everyone in the room would not have watched the Republican debate, and everyone was like, oh, this is real. This is a real debate. It's cool. I mean, all the candidates' responses were so boring and lackluster. That's because they're freaking politicians. Ellie agrees. Okay. Ellie makes noises, and I can't tell if she hates what I'm saying or agrees. So I have to go and get a visual.
Cool.
Hey, guys, there's been a breaking news story in the scale of our show. It's been breaking this week. California is primed to be the first state in the United States to pass a reform to discrimination and hate crime laws to include caste-based discrimination. What are castes, you ask? Well, they're not just the things they put on your leg when you break your little tibia. They're also a deeply Hindu in India. Whoa! In India. In India, there are these families that are divided into castes. There's warrior castes. There's a number of different castes, and there is a sort of ranking for castes, but they are familial. Like, you can't change castes. It was determined a long time ago, and the thought is that it's great to marry up in caste, terrible to marry down in caste, and generally everyone stays within their caste in Indian culture. But the thing is that it's not a bunch of discrete bubbles that are next to each other. There is a ranking. There are higher and lower castes, and there's a group of individuals called they prefer to be called the Dalit, but in India the word for them is untouchables, which are these casteless individuals. They're seen as the working class, the people that are relegated to laborious jobs. It was seen as because they were incapable of other careers. And the thing is that Indian migration to America has largely been on skilled work visas. And so while there's been a significant Indian migration to America, it's been doctors, lawyers, people in these high-skilled jobs trained in India. So we've been inherently selecting for higher castes from India. And so we haven't seen this caste-based discrimination. However, India has passed a number of different laws attempting to prevent caste discrimination, some of which have allowed the Dalit individuals to access education in India. And now they are getting work visas in IT, in computer science, in medical practices to come to America. So they're following the same pipeline. The issue is that, especially in California and in these states where there's a significant Indian population, now because there's members of multiple castes that are occupying the same position, caste discrimination is affecting people from the Dalit caste's ability to get jobs, to get promotions, because their promotions are being handled by other Indian Americans who still subscribe to caste-based prejudices.
Right.
The stories are resounding. There's a number of these different stories, but because caste was not a protected category for anti-discrimination laws, there was no recourse for individuals who weren't able to get housing or were denied housing because they were discovered to be in a lower caste, or were denied promotions, or even not given a job offer entirely because of their caste. And there was a major lawsuit from the state of California to I'm forgetting the name, to Oracle, the business Oracle, for a major caste discrimination suit where there were Indian Americans that were in positions of power in this one field at Oracle that were exchanging very unnuanced emails about the caste of lower employees and attempting to prevent them from climbing up the ladder.
So, how do they know where they were in the caste system if they're working at Oracle and are in America?
So it's the names that it's. I mean, it's sort of like in America, you can tell what country people are from the last name. These last names have very clear indicators that you or I would not be able to tell at all, but have very clear indicators if you're in the know as to what caste you're in. Especially there's a number of names that there are millions of people, last names where there are millions of people, and they're all in the warrior caste because of this last name. I think there are some visual markers as well of the different castes, so that can be an element. But again, it's just one of those things where if you're not from India, you're certainly not going to have your racism tuned to this level to be able to pick that out. But if you are from India, you're going to be aware of these different things. So last name and some visual indicators. It's just a very big deal. It's like a source of pride, the caste that you're in, if you're not Dalit, and it's actually become a source of pride to be Dalit, because of its minority status and whatnot. But it's a source of pride, and so people will look into your family history in order to see, because if you're in the same caste, then it's sort of like a fraternity. You'll help each other out as a brotherhood. You're also seen as being in the same dating pool. So in Indian dating circles,
Right.
that is on the sheet is what caste you're in. And then I think we all remember the New Girl episode where it was specifically Indian matchmaking, and it was about caste. If you watched Indian Matchmaker on Netflix, caste was brought up a significant amount, and absolutely no conversation about how deeply fucked up it is that people look for specific races and castes. But
see, I didn't. I've definitely watched Indian Matchmaker, and I didn't know that they were talking about caste, because whatever word they were using, I thought they were talking about regional stuff, or you know what I mean, like religion. I think I didn't pick up on the fact that it was caste when they would bring up, they would say these words that I didn't understand, So like you're saying Dalit, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what that is. So
yeah, I can. Here's a little. I've got a graphic here to bring it in here. So it shows sort of the ranking of the different castes. And so if you see this, the Brahmin are the very top caste, the priests. Then that are the warriors, Vyasa, merchants, landowners, Sudra, commoners, peasants, servants, and then the outcast, out of caste, untouchable. These are the Dalit, which aren't even in the triangle in the in the graphic. So the Indian Constitution has outlawed the practice of untouchability, and the Indian government has established special quotas in schools and parliament to aid the lowest caste, the Dalit. So this is what has led to a significant number of Dalit individuals moving here. And now in America, we're having to deal with caste discrimination. So there's a number of calls for caste to be included as one of those indicators of discrimination. And so it's being passed. It's almost certainly going to get signed into law. It's passed the state Senate. And so it's on Gavin Newsom's desk. He's going to sign it. There's no question.
Right.
But what's interesting is the debate encircling this whole thing, because it has really enraged a South Asian population who say that that some of the arguments are so like right out of the book of arguing against this stuff. Like there are no recorded cases of criminal discrimination for caste in California. And it's like, it's not criminal because that's what the bill is, bro. Of course there's not, because that's not what it is, right? That they're saying that there's like the classic, like this is just going to be used to target well-meaning Indians and prevent them from making the best decisions for their their businesses and whatever, and allow anyone to claim racism. I think the most interesting complaint about this legislation is that it targets a specific group as able to commit an act of discrimination, because it acknowledges that caste is not something that is readily identifiable visually. It's not something physical about the individuals. It's something that you would need to be in the know in order to determine somebody's caste. You would need to be an Indian with Indian heritage that understands the caste system. And so the only people that could be reasonably found to be discriminating on this basis are Indians. Yeah. And so they're saying that the legislation itself creates a hostile environment for Indians, and that they have to be more concerned about another element. So it's very interesting, and echoes of every other discrimination law that's been passed is like, whoa, now I'm just gonna have to hire people that don't look exactly like me. What? So it's interesting. I mean, there's a real protest about it, and people really want to hold on to their caste system.
You can have your caste system. You just can't use it as a disqualifier for jobs and stuff. You know what I mean?
I mean, you shouldn't. You shouldn't still have the caste system. It's like, and also, we probably should stop making these shows where we totally normalize people being like, I just really. I need them to be of the same race and of the same religion as me. And it's like, all right, well, you're a fucking piece of shit. Like, I don't like you. Like,
I mean, sometimes that's just about ease, right? If there's some understandings you already have, if you both believe in the same God, it's not going to be a source of contention. I'm not so mad about that. But
God, I am more open to, although I'm not going to say I'm completely open to it. But it's like, if you're discriminating like white or black Hindus, then I think that you're a piece of shit. Like,
but are you allowed to be attracted to what you're attracted to?
That you're allowed to be attracted to what you're attracted to, right? Uh-huh. But the problem here is creating a hard and fast rule and not allowing yourself to identify that, right? You can say, I want to be attracted to them, right? But if you just say, I'm not attracted to black people, it's like
all black people?
Have you seen all of them? Yeah. Have you seen every because I don't think that you're right. Like, I think you're probably wrong. And once you make a hard and fast rule, it's sort of like, well, where's the line then, right?
Yeah.
What is it? Is it one drop for you, right? Is it that, or it's that it's the making the rule. Just say, I want to be attracted to them, and then figure out if you're fucking attracted to them. But if you're like, I need them to be like from this country, and I need them to be, I just.
I mean, people have all kinds of things. It's like, I need them to be a certain fitness level. I need them to have long hair. I need them to be blondes. I need them to be, people
you need everything,
so tall.
And it's like, yeah, dude, have fun shutting yourself off to like 98% of people before getting to know them. And then you're like, oh, why can't I find anyone? It's like, because you disqualified most people. I mean, like,
right. And then the only people that are left also probably have people that they disqualify, and it's you.
Yeah, it's just so annoying that the hard and fast rules here is like, it's just that, yeah, you can be attracted to who you're attracted to, right? And you can notice in yourself that in general, there's a higher percentage of one population that you're attracted to than of another population. But if you say, no, I'm just not going to date people that are X, these are dumb rules that you've made for yourself. I'm just not going to, I can't date someone that's shorter than me. Fuck off. Okay. Just fuck off. Like,
I feel you. I get it. I often think that's dumb. There's a lot of things I think that are dumb, but you know what I mean? It's like, well, I don't have to date any of these people. So I guess I just feel like it's not my business. You can be dumb. You're saving a whole bunch of people with your dumbness from having to interact with you. So,
and don't get me started on parents that fucking get involved in this. Like, their kids are, happy in a relationship and are like, they're cool with it. But then they're like, well, I want you to date an Indian girl. Fuck you. Like, that the fact that the unabashed racism that people get away with just outside of America is insane. Like, and then just like that, it's like that they don't care that it's racist, and you can't even say it's fucking racist, and it's your kid.
You're like, well, it's our culture, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, okay. I mean, your culture then in that realm is bad.
Yep, your culture can be racist.
Our culture is to mutilate the genitals of women. Okay, well, that's bad. Culture is not a defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our culture is to be racist. Oh, change it then. I mean, change that culture. Oh yeah, freaking! Give me a break.
You seem to have feelings about this.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure fucking comments will be like, "Oh, Colin stirred up again." Yeah. Oh, Colin has strong feelings about racism. Wow, what a controversial thing to feel passionate.
All right. It's a perfectly valid thing to have feelings about.
Wait, next this guy's not gonna like murder.
I you know what? I just think because we're Americans and we don't, that stuff is not in our everyday, kind of the culture of America so much. Watching it on TV, it hits differently for me than it does for you. It's like, oh, I'm learning about this culture, and while sure it might be racist, it feels kind of weird. Lubos. I don't know, but apparently he's come to smack talk. He doesn't know what we're about here. Yeah, it just hits different to me sometimes when you're watching it from other cultures. You don't take it seriously because it doesn't impact you directly, which I think is a regular problem with the human condition in general. If it doesn't affect me, I don't have to think about it very hard. And we could just roll into any number of things. Like, I don't know. Listen. We are about to go into possibly another shutdown, right? And I'm just going to go into this a little bit. Okay, so it's related to where I'm going. Okay, so we're about to go to a shutdown. The Senate, interestingly enough, has passed plenty of bills that they need, they need the House to sign off on, and it's done. We've got all these bills ready to go. Just sign them off. But there's various reasons why the House won't do it. We can go into much detail about what those things are. But so you've got your the temporary one, CR. What is it called? The resolution, like a temporary one that'll buy us like 6 more weeks to kind of work all this stuff out. And the House even refuses to even bring any of those to the floor. It's like it's either got to be a bill that we are happy with or nothing. They want to shut down. They want to shut down stuff. They don't care who it hurts. They've got their own agenda, and it's quite interesting. But one of the 4 bills that the House was talking about, he was working on, was the agricultural spending bill, and so obviously you hear that and you think this is about farms, and it definitely is about farms, but it goes beyond farms into food related stuff as well. So we're talking about SNAP benefits. We're talking about WIC, Women, Infant, and Child. So there's all these other things that are also included in the agricultural bill. Mm-hmm. And the FDA is also part of, would be funded as well in that. And so some of the Freedom Caucus has been trying to sneak in some legislation around abortion into this agricultural bill. And I don't know, several months back, Biden basically said, we're going to make sure that the abortion pill is available to everybody. Federally, you'll be able to get it through the U.S. mail. Yay, right? Continuing resolution. Thank you, Susie. So anyway, Biden said this is going to be available to you through the federal government. You'll have access to it. And so the Freedom Caucus obviously doesn't want that to happen. They're very pro-life and anti-choice. And what they're trying to do is, I don't know, they're trying to defund many things, possibly the FDA being one of them, but they don't want that drug out there and accessible to people. And so they're trying to sneak it into the agricultural bill. And it's basically making that bill just a non-starter for other Republicans even, who very much, they might come from a more rural area that very much relies on this agricultural bill to help with various subsidies, a whole bunch of different things. And they're like, no, we're not going to hang this up on an abortion pill. We're not doing it. And so this bill is now dead in the water, which is interesting to see other Republicans push back against the Freedom Caucus, which I very much like. But so now this is what you need to listen for. I'm just going to tell you what you need to listen for now. And it's going to wrap back around to something we were talking about earlier. So now that they can't be constantly talking about abortion, that abortion is starting to become a topic that some Republicans don't want to deal with every 5 seconds and to hold up everything, right? Because we had Tommy Tuberville holding up nominations of, generals and stuff. So they're kind of over it, right? So now they're moving back to an old classic, which is, we got to deal with the border. So these are the new talking points from McCarthy as well, right? He's saying, listen, I can't bring any of this stuff for even a vote the way that it currently stands. Keep in mind that he made a deal with Biden back in May that agreed to some of this budgetary stuff. And now he's saying, I can't do it, right? I can't do it unless we come up with good legislation for the southern border. So I'm just going to tell you, that's all you're going to hear about. Now we're pushing abortion to the side. Nobody wants to hear about that anymore. That's the kind of talking point that's getting no points with people for Republicans right now, because everybody's mad about that stuff. So we're going to stop talking about that. Let's go back to the southern border, an old classic. Yep. An old classic. So if we go back to 2019, the last time we had a shutdown, the last significant shutdown, that was the longest shutdown we ever had during the Trump administration. And it all came, and what was interesting was the Senate and the House, they had bipartisan legislation to pass all of these bills. It was good, but they wouldn't give Trump the money that he wanted to build a border wall because it's all about the border. So Trump was holding up that passage of that bill and sent us into people being furloughed. All manner of things were happening. So And it kept happening, They would bring him bills that were agreed on. Everybody has agreed to them. And he would be like, I'm not signing it till you give me more money on the border. And he was embarrassed, as he tends to be when he doesn't get what he wants. And so he threw a little temper tantrum. So that's what happened then. And now you're going to see it again. McCarthy is saying, I'll be willing to meet Joe Biden. I'll be willing to do that and meet the Democrats if we can just get something done on the border. When it's like, then do something. Write some legislation about it. What does that have to do with everything else? Why can't we pass all of the defense spending budget? Why can't we pass an agricultural bill? Why can't we pass any of these other things that are part of the budget that needs to happen unless we suddenly address the border, it's just ridiculous. Listen, you guys are legislators. You guys write laws. Your lobbyists hand you laws that they want you to pass. However you want to look at it, come up with something. What is the specific problem at the border? What are you going to do about it? That's your job.
Yeah, they're just gonna secure it, man. They're just gonna. But a nation without borders is no nation at all. They kept fucking saying at the debate.
Really?
They're like, that's what makes it a nation? I thought it was the flag. Damn it.
So I like Susie's like, Trump wants a shutdown, so his sheep follow. That is definitely part of it. There's a lot of layers to the shutdown. On True Social, Trump has been talking endlessly about the shutdown, and definitely he wants this to happen. It's not going to affect whether his cases go forward. He can hope for this all day long, but all of the stuff that it still will happen. The judicial, it's all going to keep happening. The Department of Justice is still funded. So it's just a time waster.
I'm surprised we didn't talk about the Trump organization being dissolved.
We will in a minute, but I want to talk just a little bit more about the border situation. So, who is it? Greg Abbott over there in Texas. He's been known to send to collect up a nice group of migrants, to talk them onto a bus or an airplane, and then drop them off somewhere ridiculous, for publicity stunt. He's done it again. He's dropped more than 100, dozens of migrants in front of Kamala Harris's, home, which is, I believe,
Kamala
Observatory. Kamala? What did I say?
Kamala. You're not a Republican, Mom.
I don't know how to say.
You can't be saying Kamala.
Kamala. Because you know what? I'm like reading the name in my head. I'm like, I don't know how to say this name. Kamala Harris. They've dropped off a bunch of migrants in front of her house over there at the Naval Observatory. Again, to make a point about how desperate the situation is at the border.
Mm-hmm.
It might be. You were having problems in New York, like a month ago, where there was just people everywhere, right? Asylum seekers. Didn't you say in New York they were in the streets?
Okay, yeah. I don't think that's what I said. I think that you misinterpreted something.
You said they were in the streets. You couldn't get down the street. There were so many.
There's like 2 blocks in Midtown. It is unnoticeable in most of New York. I'm sure that if it's in like a park near your apartment, it's very, very noticeable. But
sure.
No, it's like there's like 2 blocks. There's a couple of hotels that were in Midtown. But yeah.
Yeah. So the showmanship continues. The gameplay continues. Using migrants as a tool to just say, I don't know exactly what they're saying, but they're just saying, we're not doing a good enough job against immigration, and this is always going to get the results we want because everybody's afraid of migrants, I guess. It's weird, man. It's weird. But also, listen, I very much believe that the Freedom Caucus wants a shutdown. They want to undermine the government completely. They want the chaos. They want it all. They want it to fall apart. They want to prove that the federal government is corrupt and is all of these terrible things, right? But who cares that your children don't get to eat this week while we take away your SNAP benefits because of the abortion? I can't get an abortion thing shoved into the agricultural bill. You know what I mean? Yep. It's just gameplay. It's
It's just
it's a
business as
game.
usual, dude. It's just what they do.
They do. It's just, I feel like it's just so much more obvious now. I don't know if Trump did us the honor of teaching us how to recognize nonsense when we see it, to see the
I feel like it
game.
was obvious in Obama. It was like that when they had the policy of non-movement for 4 years under Obama because they had the Senate and the House. So they were like, we're not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Like, all right, this is just what they do. And, it's they're unabashed about it. I think it's why people say that they're fascist, because it does ring of Italy in that, in Mussolini's era, where what's the Italian phrase? I don't remember what the phrase was, but it basically means I don't give a damn, right? It's like, you can point out everything I'm doing wrong, but I don't fucking care. And that was what Mussolini and his what was it, the black stamp or whatever, the black coats, when they would kill political opponents, and it was like obvious that they had done it, and they would just say, who cares? Damn,
Yeah.
that's crazy we did that, bro.
Wow, nuts.
Yeah,
But-
what are you gonna do about it? And that's
Right.
That's what Republicans have been saying for decades now. It's just, fuck you gonna do about it. And Trump was just a little bit more like, fuck you gonna do about it. And thank God we're doing a little something, right? Thank God we are actually holding him accountable, because there's a line now, right? And if there's not a line, if you don't have norms in place, then the downfall is secured. So
along those lines, listen, the only thing that they've been talking about in the news lately is about Trump and all of his various indictments. And he got a verdict in New York. I can't remember what you call it, but the kind where the judge just says, everybody agrees on the facts. There's no reason for a jury. You guys both agree on the facts of the case. And so let me decide what's going to happen. And she has dissolved all of his business licenses in New York, all of his LLCs. And because, even Mar-a-Lago apparently was purchased under his business licenses in New York, that this includes Mar-a-Lago. And they've got I'm losing all of the words here, but they've got somebody that's overseeing all of this now, overseeing all of his businesses. And he's got 10 days to dissolve all the LLCs, and then there's a 30 days for something else. Of course, he can appeal all of this, but that's where we're at right now. I was not expecting today to see the name Trump coming off of Trump Tower. A forklift over there, just pulling the letters down. I saw it started today, so I'm sure that they got the word Trump off the at least the lower portion. I don't know. Does it say Trump up high too, or is it just on the bottom?
The ones I know of in New York just stayed at the bottom.
Yeah. So yeah, they were taking it off today, and I was a little bit like stunned, because I just assumed he was going to appeal endlessly, right? I mean, the fact that a lot of the stuff that has been adjudicated previously, that was another thing that the judge said. It's like, we've already decided these things. The court has already found that these arguments that you're making hold no water, and so skipping forward, Yeah. And
but these aren't the criminal indictments yet.
This is not a criminal indictment. This was the fraud case. And yeah, the letters are already coming off the building. I'm stunned. It also affects his son Eric and Don Jr. And it was interesting, because I saw a clip of Don Jr. saying, we have a 2-tier justice system where some people, get overlooked, right? The law doesn't apply to them. And then other people, if they don't like you, it does apply. And it's like, yeah, man, that's what you guys have been doing for decades. The law has not applied to you. You've been able to skate your way around, and you just can't do it anymore. You can't do it anymore.
And it's like, who do they think that applies to? Hunter Biden? They've thrown out the fucking plea deal entirely because of the backlash on the plea deal. So,
yeah, because of Hunter Biden, which means, so today in Congress, right, we should be working on coming up with a budget so that we don't have a shutdown, right? That's what we should be doing. But instead, why don't we have an inquiry about Joe Biden, an impeachment inquiry And let's just talk about Hunter Biden, who apparently is president, and I did not know it because for some reason that's all they can talk about in this impeachment inquiry. And they had 4 different sworn in witnesses. Every one of them said there's no grounds here for impeachment. But every one of them said I have no firsthand knowledge of anything about this case, right?
Yep.
But then the 47 congressmen are not under oath, and so they can submit any evidence they want. They can say whatever they want. They can spout off all of their talking points, all of their zingers, and pretend like it was fact because none of them are under oath. Yep. And it's fascinating. It's fascinating. But also, is Hunter Biden the president? Has he been the president previously? Because I missed that. Can we impeach Hunter Biden? I don't think you can impeach somebody who isn't the president or a elected government official.
And it's just like, you know, that the Trump voters would be like, if you were like, did you know that Don Jr. was caught doing cocaine? They'd be like, yeah. Of course.
We all know that.
You know that he was peddling his father's name. It's like, that's what his father does. That's the whole point of the name.
It is. And he'll even tell you that.
Using Hunter of are exactly what we would all expect Eric and Don to be doing, and we wouldn't even glance at it. We'd be like, yeah, he's peddling, he's influence peddling. Of course.
I mean, that's what Trump will tell you himself. He's like, my name on the building is what gives the building its value. Don't worry about how many square feet are in there. It says Trump on it. You know, I can, whatever, the square footage doesn't matter. You know, the real value of the property doesn't matter. It says Trump on it. So now it was worth 10 to 20 times more than it was originally worth. So yeah, obviously, yeah, Don Jr. is gonna flex on his dad's name. Hunter Biden probably did try to. Was he successful? Doesn't really seem like it, other than getting a job he possibly wasn't qualified for, Burisma. But he's also a lawyer. I mean, he has some qualifications.
Yeah, I mean, he certainly made money, but
yeah, he's just also a crackhead.
Yeah. Or
I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, is it once a crackhead, always a crackhead? Or, you know, once a cheater, always a cheater? Or can you move past those things? Is he a former crackhead? Or is crack always looming in the back of his mind? I could just be a crackhead right now. I don't know. I'm not a crackhead.
I don't know either.
But also, impeach Hunter Biden.
Yeah. Get him out of office. I would support taking Hunter Biden out of office. I'll just come out and say it.
Yep. Get Hunter out of there. Hey, is it geocacher time?
Of course it is.
You were done. You were done. We're like, we talk about Trump too long. We don't like talking about him.
I just don't like, well, because I also don't like, I'm not on television news. And whenever a Trump headline comes across the New York Times, I'm like, I don't care. So this stuff is just like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I feel you. No, for me, it's more about the shutdown and that we've been here before. It's the same Groundhog's Day over and over and over again. And if you can't see the playbook and the gameplay in it all, I'm like, have you not been have you been walking around with your eyes closed? And also, I mean, how nice for you. Can I please also walk around with my eyes closed? Because I didn't even know Hunter Biden was the president. Okay, so where are we? Looks like an Asian country, possibly.
I think we're in Singapore. Because it's got a ton of English. It's got AM and PM. They're driving on the left, and then there's Asian writing as well.
Asian writing.
The question is, there's not enough different types of Asian writing, which is strange. But this looks very Singaporean. So I'm inclined to just say, it could also be Hong Kong. Oh, it could be Hong Kong.
I wish that I was able to discern some of these, these Asian languages that are just so different
Well,
than the
it
English
looks like
alphabet.
Chinese. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Chinese. So I think this is Hong Kong.
I don't know. I mean, it looks lovely. I guess I would have thought Hong Kong was more congested.
Oh, it was Singapore.
Oh, that's what you said first, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Dang it.
Dang. All right. Well.
Oh, dirt road. Could be anywhere.
Pedrovento.
So that sounds like a Latin country.
It does.
Do.
And this dirt looks Chilean.
What hemisphere are we in?
It's too murky.
It's overcast.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It could be in Costa Rica.
Okay.
Keltons. Whoa. Yeah, I don't know what to do with that.
We have tropical plants.
Yeah. It got paved all of a sudden.
Oh, nice. Just a random field of palm trees.
Kilometers per hour. Let's see. They're driving on the right, and they have dashed lines. So the kilometers makes me think it's not Puerto Rico. And so I am still feeling like Costa Rica because it is that yellow line in the middle. I guess it could be Mexico.
I don't have enough information. Oh, but the sky's cleared up, so we can look at the sky. The sun is directly overhead.
We are in the southern hemisphere.
Okay. So probably not Mexico.
Yes, probably not Mexico. Although it does, it do. Wow. I really have no idea.
Okay, how about, do we see mountains at all? This just looks like quite flat, actually.
Flat as hell. So, like, not Chile. But then these.
So Shayna says Honduras, but she's only saying that because that's the country that her mom is from. Hey, man, that's why I would say Puerto Rico. But I don't think it's, well, I don't know. I don't know what this is. It's quite grassy.
Yeah, I don't get it. But it is the southern hemisphere. It's like it feels islandy to me, but
It could be.
With an X is interesting to me.
Lixo. I don't know what that is, but that sounds like a local government thing. Vote for Hogar and Lixo for Neste Local.
I'm saying Bolivia. Brazil. Oh, the middle of Brazil too. That's impossible.
Wow.
You could never guess the middle of Brazil. Okay. Korea. That's Korean writing, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I like the crosswalks are so defined.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely South Korea. So now we have to figure out if we can tell if it's like Seoul or somewhere else. Are the buildings? Some big buildings.
Yeah. Looks like a lot of office space. This looks like a parking area of some sort.
Yeah, I mean it looks tall enough. Yeah, I mean.
I don't know. I literally have no idea. Oh, look at that! They've got letters in the local languages on that map.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
So we can
compare.
Yeah, I guess the question is, how would we tell which of these is the city name?
Exactly. It would be nice to have some flags somewhere, but not every place in America that likes to put flags on every stinking thing.
Oh, so. but we definitely know that this is South Korea. There's no question.
Oh, it's no question that it's South Korea?
Yeah, it's definitely South Korea. But
not even North Korea. You're confident that it's South Korea.
Well, I'm confident it's not North Korea because there's people that are well fed. And also, I'm pretty sure the Google Maps card does not. Oh, that looks like a.
Yeah, like the water's right there. Let's go look at the map. See if you can find a little bump. Maybe over here at this. Yeah. Oh, yeah, right there. Right there.
Okay, that's a good for the moment. Oh, but it could be right here. No.
It's like 2 bucks.
I mean, the thing is that I really want it to be Seoul because it just makes the most sense. Oh. Yep.
That was cool.
The second I saw it, I was like, that's it right
Sir,
there.
you were 272 yards away.
That
yards. Just because you wanted it to be Seoul, you had to just get real specific. I think it's Seoul.
I was just like, it just looked big enough. Oh man, I feel pretty proud of that one, I tell you what.
I mean, how can you not be proud of being 2 football fields away? Come on. Ooh, looks like the ocean.
Yep. Ocean. News kiosk.
Is that what it says? News kiosk?
Driving on the left. Yep. Driving on the left. .com.
Oh, we're in Malta. Malta. It's in it by Spain and let's see. Gibraltar. Where's Malta? Let's see. One of these little islands. There was one of those Malta. Where's Malta?
Oh, it's an island?
Actually, I don't know. I've never been to Malta. Oh, wait. What was that next to Palma? Oh, Malta. There it is, right there. You see it? No. Go to the right. That way. Keep going. And then go down. Down more. To the right. Here, Malta.
How do you know it's Malta?
It said
Malta. It's Malta right there. Look at
that.
Well, I mean, we've got 2 minutes, so Slima Chalet Hotel, and it's right by the ocean. It's
an island, right? So, that says Slima, doesn't it?
Slima.
Okay.
Slima Beach.
It's got to be on one of these little roads right by the water. It says Euro Hotel right there.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're looking east right now.
Right, but.
So.
What? We were there.
What?
Go up a little bit.
Okay.
Didn't it say something? Hotel? I lost it.
Preluna Hotel?
What's the name of the hotel we're looking at?
And it does curve that way. Look at that.
Just go look over there. Let's go look.
Hey, give me a second. Yeesh.
Slima
Chalet.
Okay.
It's Chalet Apartments.
Euro Hotel.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's going to be like. Well, here is it.
I mean, we're like right on the beach.
Yeah, dude. It's right here. Boom, 9 yards.
9 yards. I don't think we've ever done this good. This is nuts.
If only we had done well on the other two, because those two were pretty good. I feel like we're not going to be as good on this one.
Oh, geez, we're in the desert. We're in Egypt. I don't know where we are.
All right. We've got double yellow line, so we need to figure out what direction we're going. Because we might be.
Oh, there's a town over that. Well, something. It looks like
something.
Looks like a prison. But sometimes towns look like prisons in South Africa.
Prohibidor Adelantar. Okay. So Mexico?
Maybe. I mean, there's definitely a lot of buildings around here, but they're very strange. They don't look very hospitable.
Oh, it might be the South. South America. So Colombia? Nope. Peru?
I mean, it is somewhat mountainy, but the white mountains, yeah, let's do the sandy looking ones, not the green ones.
It doesn't feel right, but
no.
It feels like it should be Mexico, but
why?
on the right.
Because it has a double. Oh, what do I hear?
Navidad.
Well, that could mean that could be anywhere. What did the other sign say? Navidad and
Oh, sorry. Juanuni.
oh no, Susie, you gotta get to your appointment. Let's see, Chile.
There's a place called Huasco in Chile,
Okay,
which feels very Juanuni.
I feel like there's probably many places that have Navidad as a Sydney.
Humahuaca.
Okay, so it was Navidad. And what was the other one?
Juanuni. H-U-A.
Juanuni. Oh my lord! I have to take my glasses off to read the screen. Nope, it's worse. Keep them on.
I'm putting it right here.
Shada says Guatemala. Oh, that wasn't too bad. 307 miles. I will take that.
Bolivia. Yep. Few results. The Brazil and the Singapore really hurt us. But if I had clicked on Singapore, man, that would have been such a good round. Still, a 9-yard and a 200-something yards, pretty solid.
Yes. When they're giving you your distance in yards, I don't know how you can feel bad about that.
Yep.
Crazy.
Want to do a duel against someone that will inevitably destroy us?
Sure.
Nice. Duel time. Nifty.
Ooh. Hey, Nifty.
Prepare to be destroyed, Nifty. All right, driving on the right. White lines. Looks so much like Belgium. It's
That's what I was going to say. Belgium.
I mean, looks so much like Belgium. Let's see.
It really does.
Doppelhaus Hälfte zu kaufen. Uh-oh.
Austria. I'm not guessing Germany anymore when I want to.
Yeah, yep.
But it also could be the
I think it's
Netherlands.
probably Netherlands.
Okay. We really
Apeldoorn. Oh, it was Germany. It was Hamburg.
Oh.
Of hamburger fame.
Hey, but you got the points though.
No.
No, that's not what that means.
Takes away. Yeah. Huge.
Oh, guy on a bicycle.
Guy on a bike. We're in the Netherlands.
A blue sign.
Ingra.
Okay.
I am not knowing what Ingra is. Driving on the right.
Oh, let's see if we have a transit stop.
Bergjorsky. Poland.
Is it?
I mean, I think so.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know that word. It could be Poland. Why not?
Damn it! It was Belarus. No, it was Latvia.
Obviously.
You know, we're in the.
I feel like we got to go so fast now. It's stressing me out. Let's see.
Yeah.
Green grass. So this is nothing. This could be literally.
This is Ireland. This is Ireland. Yep, he knows too. He knows. All right, we're going to Cork. Limerick. Cork.
Sure.
Oh, you suck, dude. You thought it was in New Zealand, you idiot.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was a good round for us. You thought it was in friggin' New Zealand.
Oh, the ocean. Oh, where are we?
Portaman. Sully's. Ocean. Wow, pretty.
Castle.
Portaman. Portugal?
I don't know. It's a good guess, though.
Portugal-y.
I could believe Portugal.
Well, let's just do it. Let's do right in between the two.
Okay.
Let's scare him with how fast we've been. He's like, oh no, they saw a sign, you know? No,
we didn't see anything.
It was a total guess. Uh-oh. What did I do? Oh, he was so much closer.
Greece.
It was Greece.
Dang, I've been to Greece. I don't remember it looking like that.
Ketchup pizza looking ass.
What is
Okay,
this?
yellow lines on the outside. South Africa?
Sure.
Oh, he thinks it's South Africa, I think. It could also be Botswana. I'm doing it. I'm taking the plunge. I'm going to say Botswana. Oh, it was Botswana. Let's go. Oh, it's a close one. Coming into the clutch. Oh, this is a blast. We're all having fun. All right. North Fork. Do you think it's Utah?
North Fork. It could be Utah. Let's look at the mountains.
There's one mountain over there, and then there's mountains
It's
over
freaking
here.
Utah. Let's find another sign though.
Oh, you wanna? He's already guessed. I've got 13 seconds.
Oh,
Stop
okay.
sign. Dude,
Oh,
I'm guessing
shit.
Utah.
Okay.
Damn it! He gets Vancouver. It was Grand Forks, Canada.
Dang it. Well, you guys were both at least on the same continent.
Yep. Oh well.
Wasn't really that far off.
Well, guys, thank you for coming to today's episode. I really had a good time talking about the news and about other things. So now we're gonna sing it out.
Yes. Let me put the thing in my booper up. Okay, I guess.
No.
What are we going to sing today?
What are we going to sing?
I want to sing some Taylor Swift. I want to sing some Taylor Swift.
Oh,
Let's sing about Taylor Swift. She
no.
doesn't like Donald Trump. But she likes her boyfriend who's a football player. That's the song about Taylor Swift. She makes more money than Kelch, but who cares because he's handsome and he likes to dance when he's on the football field, and that's all that I care about. La 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 la.